So, hello everyone. So, in the last video, we had discussed about the process of elimination. So, we have eliminated the three routes: route two, route three, and route four. So now we are left with the route one and route five. We have emphasized in the previous video about the importance of selecting a route. So now we are going ahead with the route 1 and route 5. We will do the comparison and we will figure out which route we are gonna go ahead in this process. See, this is the most critical step of the chemical engineering process design, or you can say the any project that you are gonna do, or a plant design. So you must pay a close attention to these things. So now let's move to the route 1 versus route 5. If you see, route 1 atom efficiency is high. It has 100% atom efficiency because you are using propylene oxide and water. If you see, two the reaction is 2 mole of propylene oxide react with 1 mole of water gives dipropylene glycol. In this reaction, if you see, there is no byproduct generation, so the atom efficiency is 100%. It is the highest atom efficiency that is available. Atom efficiency is comparatively low, that is 64%. That is why it is 64%. Why it is 64%? So for that, if you allow me, let's go back to the let's directly go back where we have discussed the uh, different processes. So uh, if you see route 2, route 3, route 4, and here comes the route 5. So here you see, here propylene react with 2 mole of NaOH plus Cl2, which gives uh, the propylene oxide. Then in turn, propylene oxide react with water to produce dipropylene glycol. For the second reaction, if you see, the atom efficiency is 100%. But for this overall reaction, if you see, if I combine these two reactions, so the final reaction will be C3H6 react with 2 mole of NaOH plus Cl2 gives 1 mole of dipropylene glycol and 2 mole of NaCl. So these 2 mole of NaCl that are generated is reducing its atom efficiency. So because of this, we can say the atom efficiency is really low for the fifth process. Now, we know atom efficiency is comparatively low, that is 64%. This is a two-step process. This is a three-step process. Operation will be relatively complex. So when the multiple steps are involved, see, when there is a one-step process, what will happen? You make one reactor, or let's say you will have one reactor mostly, and you will dump all your raw material there. They will react and produce. But when there is a multiple steps process, what will happen? You need to have separate, you might have separation after each reactor. You need to control the reaction parameter in each of the reactor, and by chance if there one mistakes happen, or their conversion drop down, or the selectivity drop down for some reason, then the whole process in the downstream will not gonna give you the desired result. So handling will become more difficult. Handling one reactor, temperature, pressure, and other, and let's say catalyst quantity is easier versus handling two reactors versus handling three reactors. So when multiple steps are involved, the higher the number of steps, higher the complexity that will be there to tackle the reactions. So route 5 has a comparatively in terms of operation, route 5 will have a complex operation versus route 1. And here no extra atoms is involved. Na and Cl are extra atom, as they are not in the route 5. You see, Na and Cl are extra atoms and they are not in the final desired product. The handling of Cl2 and NaOH is also complex. Remember, when we are handling the Cl2, these are the kind of gases their leakage might give lot of trouble to you. And similarly, NaOH, it is a corrosive one. So when you have the some corrosive component in your plant, you need to design your handling equipment. The cost of your handling equipment, the cost of your maintenance will blow up. So in this terms, this method has a lower hand over the route 1. No corrosive chemicals are involved in route 1, hence the capital cost will be relatively low compared to route 5. Cl2 results in HCl, HOCl on reaction with water. This will corrode the equipment, hence increasing the capital cost. Remember, in the main reaction itself, water is generated. So the remaining of the Cl2, that is unreacted Cl2, might convert to the HCl and HOCl, which will start corroding your reactor if you don't take the proper precautions. So it is really important for you to take the proper precautions, and this will increase the capital cost of our reactors. So now, till now we have qualitatively discussed, we don't give some quantitative data to this. It is also important when you are gonna do something, you should decide which thing or what thing you are gonna give preference, because this will help you to make the clear cut decisions. So what I had decided, you can choose other things. First of all, the technology I am using, I should have highest confidence. It should be give preference because it is the timely tested method. So I am giving the highest weightage, which is 5 to the technological level. Environmental safety and sustainability will out get the weightage of 5. What I have decided, let's say I will first give uh, ranking out of 5 for each parameter to each of the root, and then multiply that ranking with the multiply that ranking number with the root weightage, and will get final weighted sum to decide which method I am gonna use. So for example, what am I saying? Let's say for some method, uh, we have 1. For this one we have a level out of 5 rating, we have 1. We have 2 for this, we have 2 for this, we have 3 for this, and we have a 5 for this. Let's say the method is like that. Then this is its ranking. Let's say this is the ranking of the method. Then how am I gonna calculate the weighted sum? It will be like 1 into 5, this will be 5. It has environmental safety and sustainability also has a weightage of 5, so 2 into 5, that will be 10. And for availability of feedstock has a 4.5 preference, so it will be 9. Similarly, this will be economic potential also have 4.5, so it will be 3 5 the 15, 3 4 the 12, and 13. So it has a 13.5 contribution over the total scope. And operation in plant has a preference 4, so it will be 20, because if you have all the other above factors as high as possible, then you can manage a complex operation because you are highly profitable, your technology is highly tested, availability of feedstock is kept creatively easy, so your other expenses will go down, and with the help of money, and you can put extra uh, brains to tackle the operation. So now if you see, for this method, the weighted total will be 20 plus 10 30 plus 5 35, 35 plus 9 is 44, and 44 plus 13.5 will be 57.5. So for this method, overall score that will be used to compare this method will be 57.5. So this method and the maximum ranking that some method will have, let's say the maximum rank will be 5, 5, 5, because the maximum rank is out of 5, and 5. So the weighted sum will be 5 5 the 25. I am doing this calculation to show you what will is the maximum score for a method. 5 5 the 25. 5 into 4.5 is 5. 22.5. This will be 22.5. 22.5. And 5 4 the 20. So you will have the highest score by any processes. 25 25 is 50. and 22.5 plus 22.5 will be 45. 45 plus 50 is 95, plus 20 will be 115. So maximum score by any process is 115 for my weighted method, and the method uh, I have selected. So this is my weightage marking schemes. So based on that, what I want to make a point is that till now I have done the qualitative things. So qualitative things are good to eliminate the process, but when we are doing a comparison, we should do qualitative and quantitative comparison. So what I have given weightage to all the parameters that I am gonna now check the other methods, and I will rank those methods out of 5 for these parameter, and then multiply that by their weightage, so that uh, I can get the total overall score to select one method. Why this will helpful? Because let's say if some operation gets 5 in technological, let's say all the one method, uh, two methods are there. Those are equal at these three skills: environmental, availability of feedstock, and economic potential. But I get a method. One of the method has a 4 in technological level, and one of the other method has a 5 in technological level. Other method has a 4 in operation. Another method has a 5 in operation. In that case, if you don't classify or give a different weightage to technological level and operation in plant, then you are not gonna select out of these two methods. So given the weightage to different parameters is critical when you are gonna decide, uh, you are gonna comparison routes to select the best routes. So I hope this will help you to understand. If you have some doubt, you can ask me in the comments. I will clarify those doubts. So now, based on this, this is our route comparison. So what is our route comparison says? The parameter technological level, route 1 is 5 out of 5. Similarly, route 5, route 2, route 3, and route 4 are at the same level of 1.67, 1.67, 1.67. How this 1.67 comes, you can easily understand. Uh, if you see, there are three levels, and out of these three levels, these are between level 1 to 3, so I am given them 1.67. Similarly, environment and sustainability, all methods are equal, so they will get a 5. Availability of feedstock, you see, for the when we are comparing qualitatively or in a tabular form, we see these are 4 lakhs ton per year production of these raw materials. So these are getting 4.5, and these are getting 5, because this is 80 lakhs. So similarly, economic potential, if you see, so how I get economic potential, I divided the higher economic potential, the highest economic potential for route 5. So what formula I used? Highest economic potential divided by the, this is the highest economic potential, and this is the economic potential of the route, into 5. So what have I done? I choose the highest economic potential. Let's say economic potential is donated by EP, and I normalize each and every economic potential by that, and multiply that by 5 to get their ranking. Similarly, operation in plant, I use the separation, and for the operation, the parameter I selected is the separation, and the separation is depend on selectivity. So what I have done, similarly for the economic potential, I have done highest selectivity divided by the root selectivity divided by the highest selectivity. So you will get these numbers. So once you get these numbers, multiply these by their respective weightages. Let's say 5 for technological level into 5 for environmental, because I give preference 5 for these two, 4.5 for this one, and similarly 4.5 for this one. You will get that the 4.5 for this one, 4.5 for this availability of feedstock and economic potential, and 4 for the operation in plant. You will see scores for each of the routes. So from this, it is very clear. The route 1 has the highest weighted total. So we are gonna select the route 1 as our route. We will further deep dive into the route 1 so that we have the desired data to move the next steps, and we can select the location of our plant. Hope this video helped us to understand you why I have selected the route 1, and this will also help in your project when you are gonna select to the different routes. So if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe our channel. Thanks.